So, unless you've been living under a space rock, you'll know that a brand new Star Wars game just released, and that's Star Wars Squadrons. Now, undoubtedly, the best way to play the game is in VR. It has awesome native support. And while that might be cool and all, I figured I'd take it in my hands to do something absolutely ridiculous. This is the ultimate Star Wars Squadrons setup. Motion chair, haptics, hands-on throttle and stick, Valve Index VR headset. Buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. In case you don't know much about Star Wars Squadrons, it's a new game from EA, and the whole game is pretty much dogfighting in Star Wars. There's a story mode, multiplayer, all in all it's pretty good, but I'm here for the VR function. So for my ultimate setup, I'll be using the Valve Index as my headset. That's just my headset of choice. It's got a decently high resolution, decent field of view, great audio, it's comfortable, high refresh rate, it does the job. For my Hotas, which stands for hands-on throttle and stick, I'm using the Thrustmaster T1600m. I honestly don't have all that much experience with different Hotas setups, and I know that other people have been having compatibility issues in this game with other throttles and sticks, but that's not my case with the T1600m, and everything has been working well here. But the interesting part, what the hell is this thing? This is what's called the Roto Chair. It's a motorized haptic feedback motion sensing chair meant for VR applications just like this. And if you're wondering if it increases immersion, certainly. Being able to feel forces on my body as I turn, mixed with the Hotas and Valve Index, is pretty incredible, to be honest. It's like the kind of experiences that I'm amazed I can have in my own home. It feels like I'm in Disneyland on some ride, not just sitting at home in VR. And I am going to do a full Virtually Odd review on the Roto Chair, don't you worry, because there's lots of things you could do with this thing. And in fact, I don't even have it set up properly yet. But Star Wars Squadrons came out, and this video was supposed to be out like yesterday, so here's my cobbled together Roto Chair experience. And here's just some good old quarantine content. Thanks, MKBHD. I'm taking that. So right now, the Roto Chair isn't really meant to work with the Valve Index or any of the newer headsets, but I'm not going back to a 2016 Rift for my ultimate Star Wars Squadrons build. So instead of routing the headset cable through the chair like you're supposed to, I just used my pulley system. And I couldn't get the USB pass-through to work properly for my Hotas, so I ended up doing probably one of the stupidest things possible. I also put my Hotas wires on a pulley system. Oh man. Rotating chairs, practically a blindfold, and wires suspended all over the place. If this isn't some Final Destination nightmare fuel, I don't know what is. Another function that I was not able to use was the designated cockpit mode for Roto Chair, where if you're using a wheel or flight stick, it'll turn your chair in sync with the controls. Instead, I used the head tracking mode, so if I turned my head, then the Roto Chair would turn as well, which is what you'd use in most games, and it works great, but it's just not the intended way to play sim-style games. However, it wasn't that bad, and at the end of the day, it still worked as I needed to, mostly. But I am excited for these issues to eventually get ironed out. Index support is supposed to be on the way, and cockpit mode will maybe work right, because this chair mixed with games like this was spectacular and just so much fun. It's kind of a thing that you just can't do anywhere else. It's a one-of-a-kind experience that you have in your house. But what does Squadrons actually look like playing it with the thing? And this was just a bit of my experience while playing.
Oh my. Holy, this is a blast. Oh my god. Oh, I feel like I'm at Disneyland, dude. Oh, oh, oh. Come on, come on. All right, let's get fancy. Oh! And yeah, we got him. Ow.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
The rebel fighters are coming from that tunnel through the station. The refugee convoy must be hiding in there. After them. We'll deal with you later, Station Master.
The station tunnels. Where's the tunnels at? Holy this is some of the most intense shit I've had in VR ever. I need to go faster. Give myself more power. More power to weapons. Oh, shit.
I see the convoy. Dead ahead. Prepare to fire.
Imperial Squadron, this is refugee convoy.
Okay, so it took a little getting used to say the least. This isn't the typical way that the chair is meant to be tracked in a game like this where you're in a seated position. Plus, the cobbled together system of pulleys and wires definitely complicated things, and there's a huge emergency stop button right here on the armrest, which, after using the chair, I see why it's there. This thing can move fast, but I did hit it quite a few times, resulting in an all-stop situation, which is funny, but it's also a little scary. But for a game like this, I still gotta say this is a pretty badass setup, especially for Star Wars Squadrons. And it's immersed me more than I've been immersed in a sim-style game before. Like I said, I will be doing a full Virtually Odd for it because there's a whole lot more that you could do. There's stuff I haven't even accessed yet, like haptic feedback in the chair, wheel support, and other things, but I definitely wanted to get a Squadrons video out there because I've just been so hyped for this game. I will say though, this thing ain't cheap. It starts at $2,000, and this review unit was sent to me, of course with no strings attached, but I wanted to cover it because this and a VR headset is actually cheaper than a lot of sim setups that I have used and I've seen in the past, and it's better. So yeah, it's super ridiculously expensive, but compared to a large sim setup, it's not that bad. And this unit still has a long way to go before it's perfect and optimized. And this is pretty much just my impressions and some, like I said, quarantine content for you before I make the full review. But it was still a blast in Squadrons. For when I do my full review, I would love for you to throw some questions about the Roto in the comment section so I can address them. I know this is a crazy, super expensive VR accessory that you really don't need, but it's still fun to use and makes for some interesting content. I will be streaming on Twitch with it today as well, playing some Squadrons, so come on by and check that out. We can just chill. Also, join up in my Discord server for updates regarding VR meetups and for just a great community. I want to thank all of my Patreon supporters, especially my Omegas like HCG Randon, Gecko86, 2080 Ti, Daniel, KRA, That Brock Guy, True Killa, Tristan Sloan, Benji, Ronzarelli, Fusion Oak, and Very Evil Shadow. I couldn't do any of this without you. Don't forget to like this video if you loved it, subscribe if you want more of this, and hit that freaking bell if you just can't live without it. Much love, Thrill out.